who'd moved to Asia soon as well to replace LCT next. But either way, we get into our series. Finally, it's been so long since we've had some gameplay on our screen. It is a best of 7. Best of 7 for the rest of the day now. The winner of this will move to top 3. The loser in the lower bracket. And Blue going to start off with the first goal of the game and the series.
This is a beautiful start for Blue and for OK, let's go. That's exactly what they wanted. And, you know, we're looking at a spot. They need to get off to a good start because this is where we might see a little bit of weakness from 3 Rats. Bringing in Chaotic. If you guys don't know, this 3 Rats roster with Chaotic has happened before in the past and it disbanded. They dropped Chaotic because it wasn't quite working and now they're trying it again. So there's going to be a time where they are building synergy.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it in the break, and I think what's going to be a kind of a big factor for 3 Rats is going to be OSM. We keep mentioning coaches a lot, but specifically here, these are players who played together and it didn't really work out. They need that kind of coach, that extra eye, that extra idea, that extra mind to really guide them in the right direction. And good we go for there from Chaotic to bring it back, but I think there is a lot of issues that could arise from the 3 Rats we need to be very careful to avoid.
I love that for Max Ewer as well. I mean, I think in the past he would have made the big play, but he just put some pressure on OK, let's go, and forces out that touch to open up the net.
It's a good redemption goal. But can 3 Rats do a little bit more trying to take the lead here? OK, let's go are the underdogs in this story. They're certainly going to be playing up to the highest potential that they can. They want to win this more than anyone. They know they can win this kind of game. And they want to prove that to everyone else.
Oh, Gon really had the opportunity and he's absolutely blasted it. Now it goes down to the other end and 3 Rats get the open net.
It was a gift to LCT, that touch from Gon. He just passed it down and to Chaotic the ball will go. No one in net. It's an easy goal for 3 Rats to find, and it's simply just a big mistake from OK, let's go. It's a rotational error which is letting that one slip on by, and now with 90 seconds just approaching, it's a lead for the 3 Rats, which we know from watching 3 Rats so many times how hard it is to come back against the 3 Rats. It's so hard to just make those comebacks because the 3 Rats will always just take it away from you again.
Oh, OK, let's go. I've had so many opportunities, but they're not finding that net. That's a great bump in Rapoopy! Oh, it ricochets off him, and he's unfortunately made the save.
The save barely getting found. In comes Blue, back up the other direction, looks for the flip reset, he will connect, in comes Gon, the save, not going to be found by LCT, but the last defender in the back lines will keep it out. 2 minutes gone by, and OK, let's go, are hunting for this second goal, but 3 Rats are not letting them find it.
That's a really good backboard defense as well from 3 Rats, following up on each other, trusting it. I think that's a potential sign that Chaotic is a great addition even early on in this roster, because I felt like 3 Rats at many times struggled to reel it in, and Chaotic's always been a player willing to kind of move further back.
A big clear up field from Rapoopy, and that's not going to get saved. 3 Rats defense was gone, they pushed up way too far, and that is a free goal for OK, let's go. We have a tied game.
That just completely contradicts exactly what I said. A little bit too pushed up there from Chaotic. Not expecting that clear as well. 3 Rats let in an easy goal.
No, bad timing for you and the 3 Rats defense. They're looking for a goal back. It's what they do best. They like to just make these really annoying comebacks to really ruin your chances of survival or a lead, 3 Rats. OK, let's go. A lot of work to be done. They have a tied game. Can they find a lead, or will they have to face a deficit? It's a close attempt there from the 3 Rats, defended well for the time being. LCT in centre. Mashu gets the bump. It's lingering in front of net, but they clear it off to the side. As OK, let's go. A little bit of time, and a counter-attack starts to begin.
Rapoopy has the pass in the centre, but he opts for the shot instead. Bit of a surprise for me. Blue was really centred there, but as a new team, it can be difficult to know when your teammates are in that position, have that kind of understanding, that intrinsic knowledge that requires just a lot of experience together to know.
It comes on around the corner. Max should pass in centre to LCT. Going to be saved by Rapoopy on the line. Gon had to clean that one up. He'll get the touch out, but redemption will not be found. Chaotic can slot that into the top corner, and that's a lead for the 3 Rats.
very much being about mistakes in defense, and Rapupi there. Just a little too much trust for Blue to be able to get back and cover in time, and opted to take the boost. And in many times, that would be the right play to go secure that boost to ensure you're in a position. But 3 Rats aren't a pressure-based team. You're not going to have to worry too much about securing the boost when that immediate play is more expected to come out from them.
Ruby sends that ball upfield, but the pass goes to absolutely no one. Blue will catch it out, and a pass back to the Poopy. He sends it high for Gone.
Good part.
He's there for it. LCT quick into action. It's a great idea though, I agree. But it's not going to work out if LCT is too quick into action. They need to be a bit faster on the OK Let's Go side. Speeding up now is Rapupi with the pass on down. But to no avail just yet.
There's been a lot of panic touches in the defense though. You can tell the nerves are there even for 3 Rats, but equally so for OK Let's Go. Made a meal of that one, and 3 Rats will get a 2-goal lead.
It was a chaotic pass off the corner. Rapupi tries diving in for the save, but just falling with the ball, not at the ball. Gonna let that one slip on by. 54 seconds. The 3 Rats cement their lead to 2. And game number 1 looking to be going in their favour unless OK Let's Go can harp a very big comeback.
Okay, let's go. Just been making a lot of individual mistakes. You know, missed shots, missed touches in the defense like that one from Rapupi. All plays that we expect players of this caliber to be driving home, and they haven't been able to do it, but that just means that they need a little bit more time to warm up into the series.
The ball drops on down centre. It's a close attempt. Gone. Back into action. We'll send it far. 3 Rats are just holding on well in the defense. It has been a solid game from both sides. Small edge coming in from OK Let's Go, which has caused these goals to slip on through, but for the most part, nothing too entirely concerning. It has been a few rotational things and missed touches that we've seen just there, but there's a lot of promise in both of these rosters, and especially OK Let's Go. I think they can still easily bring the CDs back.
That's beautiful from Max. Such good control, being able to get up to the roof, jump up to the roof, just to get a little extra speed and to come back down without throwing off your entire line. That's incredibly difficult. Very precise play, and he set them up to ensure the victory. 3 Rats take game 1.
3 Rats found the first, but can OK Let's Go bounce back from it? It was a convincing win, and it would Max Show the MVP title, but LCT and Chaotic, all the goals, and LCT in specific was so quick. He was always the first one to the ball. I kept noticing him just flying by, beating all the OK Let's Go players there. Man was on a mission just to be as fast as possible.
And in terms of the two teams, there is some small signs of life here for OK Let's Go as well. The shots that were actually in favour of them, and there were multiple shots where I realistically felt that they should have been a goal, and when you score 1 goal, that first goal as well, it would have been a 2-goal swing because they end up getting counter-attacked on. So it would have been a much more even game had touches like that been a lot better.
Well, going into game number 2, Yami, what do you think OK Let's Go need to change then if they want to try and bounce back against 3 Rats? Because it is a best of 7, there is more time to think about stuff, but bouncing back as soon as possible would be preferred, of course.
Well, the thing is, you know, they're going to know that they had a bit of a bad game mechanically. And so part of it is going to have to be, okay, guys, let's settle in. Let's take it a little bit easier, knowing that their playstyle is going to work no matter what, but making sure that they're getting these touches. And that's going to be the most important. Make it easier for yourself. Not worry too much about it until you can get into the flow of your mechanics. And then you can go back and figure out, okay, how do we speed it up?
I do kind of want to put a lot of those later concessions down to the fact that it was later in the game, down to the fact that they were already down and hunting for a goal. The 5-2 scoreline may be a bit of a lie in a sense of how the series, the game actually played out. I feel like it was a lot closer than that, but certainly a lot of work to be done for OK Let's Go.
How important that miss was from Gone, because that was the swing, and it could have swung the entire game in terms of then they were always playing catch up.
Chaotic with a miss right there. It's in a throwaway possession to Gone, trying to get the shot off, but it's early days of this first game. This first goal could be vitally important if OK Let's Go can find it. It would let them play in a bit of a different footing than previously on. Maybe a bit more comfortable in that leading position, but Starting off in a deficit is something they're trying their hardest to avoid. The attempted goal from Chaotic will be saved for now, but Matchu passed down to LCT. This is dangerous. Good save there by Rapupi, but can anyone get the follow-up to keep this ball out of harm's way?
I like that. Okay, let's go. Going out for these challenges early, preventing the shot, closing off that angle so there's much less chance of the ball getting through, and that's a crazy challenge from Chaotic, but the risk is worth it. It's allowed 3 rats to stay in the attack.
Up goes Gone round the corner. Low boost in the tank, but Matchu will pass that ball into centre. Blue with control, trying to 50 through Matchu. Sent up high LCT, they clear back to the corner. Matchu can receive, but barely misses out in the touch. Chaotic misses as well. It's fakes all around. It'll be saved on the line by Blue. Props to him for getting that good. I was probably more confused than he was at who was going to hit that ball.
Blue was put on a lot of pressure. He had to go for the flick, but there may be a chance here as Chaotic is taken out of the play with the boost running low as well. Okay, let's go. Still a 0 apiece game. And we'll be looking for that first goal. Very, very vital here to gain that confidence.
A 0-0 game persists. And comes Gone with a pass out centre. It's dangerous as LCT is first to receive. Chaotic tries to get the pass, but to Matchu it will go. An opening for Blue, but he's got no boost. Rushing for it, cannot get the shot, has to go for a 1v1 play. Fakes out to the defender, the ball goes high. Matchu's there for the save. It was a good chance for OK, let's go. Just a bad situation with no boost in the tank, and now the counter attack. Blue on the line, the ball still high. Matchu to follow, but he can't find a touch. Chaotic's there, and past the post it will go. 3 rats find it, a scramble on both sides. But everything slows down, and we're going to head back to kick off.
And it couldn't have ended up being better touched. I don't know if Maxu was planning on that one, but putting it down in front of people who were panicking, in front of a Blue who would run out of boost, gave them the biggest opportunity, and 3 rats. Chaotic there to follow up.
And Chaotic is the only way to describe that play as well, and that's going to be another goal. It happens again. OK, let's go face a deficit. And it keeps on slipping by. They're on the back foot and they don't like it.
Mentally, it seems so off right now for OK, let's go. I mean, you said it. 3 rats get that 1 goal lead. It feels like it shouldn't be in that situation for OK, let's go. If you're a player on that pitch, you're like, oh, we should have been scoring a couple of these goals. We shouldn't have let that one in. And subconsciously, that gets into your brain and starts making you just play a little bit more rush, playing a little bit more aggressive. There's still so much time, but now they've turned it into a 2-goal deficit by trying to push forward too hard too early.
Round it will go LCT. Matchu to receiving the pass in centre. Oh, that's an unfortunate miss right there from, I believe that was Gone. Diving by, it's almost going to result in a goal. Luckily they're able to make it back to defence in time, but the ball is not in a comfortable spot one bit. Gone will send it high, looking for the passes. But a demo on Rapupi means that chance is gone.
No, I get it. Now this is just like a really crazy situation that we're in. We're looking at 3 players on OK, let's go. Just looking rough mechanically, looking like they're not warmed up. And for those who don't know, I mean, Gone was on Triple Jawa, who came and absolutely fired up in event number 3. And I've always felt like he's been their best player. So he needs to be stepping up mechanically as well, as Rapupi is the first one to take a charge here.
Finally I go back, maybe a confidence booster for OK, let's go, but they still face the deficit. This is where they start to struggle, but this is where they can really make the move. 2-1, a minute 20 on the clock. And the OK, let's go boys in blue find something through this 3 rat defense. It seems that sometimes just unbeatable. Here's Rapupi to try and make the passes. There's no one there to receive it in time. In comes Blue, the shot on net. LCT in line, able to make the save. Chaotic cleared up field. The pressure remains from Rapupi's touch. But how long will it persist? The boost is low on the OK, let's go side.
That's big from Chaotic, especially with that extra flick to take it high. Up in the 3 rats home. Sky Rats they are. Sky Rats they score. Chaotic getting goal number 3.
3-1 from the 3 rats. 50 seconds and they find another, and what a shot and what a pass. Matchu into Chaotic, and that touch is beautiful. Slots it into the back of the net. 50 seconds and 3 rats cement their lead to a 2-goal difference once again.
I love that Chaotic as well was the one to finish it off, because he was the one who got the musty in Max U, showing that he could do it as well. 3 rats, well, they're taking mechanics to a next level here against OK, let's go. And even though it seems to be a little bit more solid now from OK Let's Go. 3 Rats are the ones who have turned it up a notch.
Just gone. Oh, what a shot. It probably could have been saved, but the power on that was great. 136 kilometers per hour. The passion for Poopy and gone. Smacks that to the back of the net. No one ready for it. There's still a little bit of hope here for the OK Let's Go side. 30 seconds to find one.
Rapoopy's on fire as well. He's looking for his teammates. He's winning races to the ball, and in that case, gets the pass off. But he's been doing that over and over again. He's the one who's connecting this team.
That's in centre. Gone. Gets it away. They've got to get upfield and they've got to do it fast, but Chaotic denies the opportunity. A pass in centre for LCT. Blue is there to try and clean the ball up. Stuck in their own half though. One touch could be all it takes to get it through. And Matsu killing the time, running down the clock. He's doing such a good job at it as well. Here's Chaotic, maybe a last goal for good measure as well. Off the clock, but it will bounce to the ground. It will go. And the 3 Rats take game 2.
But a much better battle. At the end of that game, we finally see what OK Let's Go could bring out once things come a little bit more consistent. It took 2 games for them to mechanically feel like they're getting going, especially for Rapoopy, but 3 Rats as well. This is a roster that's looking great. Chaotic getting... It's not surprising to see him up at that forward half. It's more surprising to see that LCT has been willing to take more of a back seat.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. There's been a lot of Matsu and Chaotic up front and LCT sitting more of that kind of midfield area, facilitating the plays to happen, being that backup player, a lot in defence as well. And it's really nice to see because it's letting these 2 players shine who are incredible strikers. Of course, LCT is also an incredible up front player, but to let Matsu and Chaotic shine in such a way is paying dividends for them.
It's crazy to think of because LCT was the top goal scorer of the last split.
Yeah.
So a lot of that, though, was his ability to get striking, and Chaotic has historically been a top striker and the top striker. And, you know, in the series that they went Game 7, when 1NE went Game 7, when Chaotic went Game 7 against 3 Rats, he was the top goal scorer. But so you could see 3 great strikers. If they just make sure that their defense is holding, then they'll be an even stronger team than last split.
So I think I disconnected for a second, but yeah, the 3 Rats are a team who have a lot of improvements possible, and I think a lot of ability on the roster as a whole. As things keep on getting better for them, they're going to get scarier and scarier, and we talk about the prospects of, you know, the Major and APAC North. Of course, Tokyo Verde is the top dogs over there, most likely after this season as well. And if the roster can keep getting better for both sides, Asia as a whole is going to keep on improving, and there's Maxu of the Passion LCT to find the first for against OK Let's Go. Sorry.
And LCT, he ended up going reverse on that one, allowed him to put a bit more downwards pressure on that ball where his teammate was waiting, and it ends up being a perfect serve.
A 1-0 start. Can OK Let's Go recover? They've been unable to do so in Game 1 and 2. They lose this game, match point is against them, and things get terrifying for their prospects in this upper bracket. It's gone with a pass over to Blue. Rapoopy to recover and a pass out to the side. Maxu just so quick to make it there. Chaotic to receive. LCT looks for the bump. Waits on the back wall instead. A small touch will disrupt the defense, and Maxu almost makes it work. In comes Chaotic to send it high. The pressure persists for the 3 Rats. Every touch they get just messing up OK Let's Go until they have the moment that they can pounce. OK Let's Go doing a great job of holding on, gets the clear away, and they will turn the pressure into their favour. But what a good opportunity for the 3 Rats. Those touches were amazing.
It's been so strong, and the pressure continues as LCT fakes that one out. Rapoopy wins the race. This is the chance on the counter-attack as Maxu does anything he can to buy some time, but it's not enough, and Gon ties up the game.
One apiece, 90 seconds. Maxu tries to keep it away, but Gon is there waiting. The defense nowhere to be seen. And a tie game we have once more. Can OK Let's Go find themselves in a leading position?
Good kickoff from 3 Rats, though. That's going to make it difficult as Gon has to recover. He doesn't. Hits the crossbar, hits it in. Maxu off the kickoff.
And it's the 3 Rats once again, ruining the hope of many. Every time a team gets tied, they have a lead, it gets taken away from them in an instant. And not even 5 seconds later, it's the 3 Rats once again in a leading position.
And you'd expect Gon to get the follow-up. He recovered nicely on the backboard, but wasn't able to reach out. It's another kickoff.
Oh, that shouldn't be a goal. Gon's touch there is throwing it away to LCT. No one's even close to being back at net. And once again, okay, let's go, let it crumble.
I mean, LCT, he was looking for a... Oh, sorry, not LCT. Okay, let's go. We're looking for that pass. They were looking forward, and this is what we've seen time and time again. When they get behind a goal, they go a bit too aggressive. They try a little bit too risky of the pass, and in that time, LCT had the easy intercept.
Puppy rising high for it, challenging Matcher off the silo goal, and comes Blue. Piece of the action for Chaotic now and sending it out to LCT. Puppy has got to get a move on. He's been playing really well, but it's still not been enough. Out comes Blue with the pass. The shot is great off the post. It was so close. Almost perfect. Just slightly off target. The game persists with a 3-1 scoreline, but it could easily have been 3-2.
Oh, they worked so hard for that one. And the big thing is, Rapupi needed to put a little extra power into it. And in order to do so, he had to go across the ball to generate that power. It's going to more likely put it further to that right-hand side. And unfortunately, he went just too far. He just put a bit too much power on it, which also changed the angle too much.
If he's there for the ball, can't get a touch. In comes Gon off the backboard. He'll go a pass on down. LCT is there for the clear away, and Blue back on centre. Maxu sends it high. A demo on LCT. Okay, let's go trying to sustain some pressure, but low boost means it's going to be a little bit harder. Double commit from the free rats, but they get the ball upfield. They get the pressure going. Looking for the bumps, looking for the demos, looking for those stray ball touches to try and hold things down. They've got 90 seconds to hold, and then they would be heading to match point, a 3-0 scoreline. It would get very, very scary for OK, let's go there. And another goal could almost secure that scoreline becoming a reality.
LCT, though, he's going to just keep that one forward. 3 rats. They know how to keep on to a lead. They've got the experience on this roster. They know how to take wins. What a pass from Max Yu as well. They're not just slowing down. They're still taking those shots. They're still taking those passes. They're still looking for a 3-goal lead.
And still it's the 3 rats consistently controlling this ball, not giving OK Let's Go many a chances. That one's going to go high. Rapupi's almost going right back to his own net. Luckily, Blue should be there to clean it up. But a terrifying touch and a loss of possession. Rapupi sending it back. LCT is trying to control this ball, but flopping all over the place. He actually will make the touches work. Going off on the side. A goal is needed realistically now to have a chance. Shut down once again by Matthew. The chances are going thin for OK Let's Go.
Oh, this should be a goal as well. LCT doesn't miss those. Great read. Great setup. 3 rats. 3-goal lead.
Not a chance. FCT will miss that. 35 seconds. 4-1 the scoreline. This is going to be a 3-0 series and a chance for a 4-0 yummy.
Looking like it's going to be the case. We just haven't seen enough from OK Let's Go. It's been a disappointing start. And that was, mechanical start. And you can't even start thinking about, okay, what do we need to do differently? What gameplay do we need to change up until you're able to just individually, play the balls you want to do, get the right touches, make sure you're not missing those balls as well. And that hasn't been until this kind of like last game. Now they're in the position where they can think, okay, how do we beat this team? But you're also in a spot where you have to get the reverse sweep in order to do so.
A best of 7 reverse sweep is needed to take down the 3 rats. The team that almost never loses has to now lose 4 games in a row without winning 1. OK, let's go. We've got one of the hardest tasks on their hands right now. And I'm going to be honest, it's looking like there's a seat waiting for them in that lower bracket.
It looks incredibly likely, but at least OK Let's Go have earned their spot up here, earned their spot in that top 6 already and earned an extra chance to go through. They've had a great start to this weekend. I'm still not going to 100% rule them out. We've seen the best of 7 reverse sweep happen before in this region. It is such an unlikely scenario, but at least it looks like they've got that fundamental, and if they've got the brains, which they have in Misty, their coach, then they might be able to have enough to bring it back.
And to remind people as well, since we are now at the best of 7 stage, That means that tactical timeouts are back in effect, and OK, Let's Go have called for a tactical timeout. They want to get some time to really just have a breather, discuss what to do, get the coach involved and figure out what they need to do to take down this Free Rats team. I don't blame them for taking this timeout. I really think it's a good decision here. Maybe a little bit earlier would have been better, but they need to try and do everything they can to take down the Free Rats, so good luck to them.
I mean, that's what we were talking about, though. You couldn't have done it after... Well, you realistically wouldn't have done it after that second game because they were still just trying to warm up their fingers. Yeah. They're still just not ready, and they would have been confident that they could get those wins. This is like the one time where I'm like, actually, it's okay that they didn't call that timeout after 2 games. Usually I blast people for not doing that, for waiting for the reverse sweep, but I guess it's understandable this time.
Well, OK, Let's Go. Coming into this game 4, if they've not figured themselves out now, the lower bracket is where they will lie, and facing off against NSF is not going to be an easy opponent down there either. That will be later on in the day to try and make that top 4 placement. So they're going from a really difficult team to still a really strong team in NSF. OK, Let's Go, even if they can't find their footing and win the series, to find a bit of momentum builder to boost that confidence for later on is so important.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say is taking a 4-0 loss against the number 1 team isn't going to mentally crush you when it gets to that lower bracket. The worst losses you can take are these really close kind of back and forth game 7s that you feel like you could have won, and then it's really hard to mentally recover from them. So they're not in a bad spot right now, but we'll see how it goes. We're still in the middle of this series, and I want to see OK, Let's Go at least take this game.
Well, for game number 4, potentially the last we'll see of the Free Rats today. Can they do the sweep and take down OK, Let's Go in 4? This is the first set of games that OK, Let's Go have lost since forming as a roster. The question is, can the Free Rats keep their win streak alive and not drop a single game? In comes Blue to try and change that fate. The early goal, 1-0.
That reminds me so much of game number 1. It was early in the game. Blues there, up so quick to that one. No chance for anyone on 3 Rats to challenge, and he places it underneath the defender.
1-0 start, 30 seconds in. OK, Let's Go, starting off on the right foot. They don't have to worry about the comeback this time around. What they do have to worry about is holding onto their lead and extending upon it, which is not any easier of a task, but maybe something they'll be a bit more comfortable with.
Yeah, we haven't seen them in a real goal lead situation for any amount of time. OK, Let's Go. We'll see if they are able to keep this goal lead, maybe even extend it, and what kind of effect it'll have on this roster.
Oh, he couldn't get the touch, and Chaotic slips it under the crossbar. A minute gone, and that lead has been quickly taken away. With LCT's path, it works so well, and gone just inches away. So close for the save, but just not enough.
Yeah, it didn't last very long. They weren't even able to get it to the other end. OK, Let's Go. So that 1 goal lead has dissipated, but they aren't behind. We shouldn't be seeing them over-aggressed just yet, but we'll see what kind of mental state they're in after that timeout.
A bang off the crossbar as well, and it's going to be Machu sending it long. The touch will not be found for the strike onto net, but Rapupi looking for the clear away as things are still a little bit dangerous in the OK Let's Go half. A big boom upfield is an opening that they were hoping for. Rapupi leave that ball for Blue. Machu sparks into action, ready for it. Here comes Gone off the backboard. Can he get a follow? No boost in time. Rapupi's there, but the shot will be saved. Gone and Blue both trying to disrupt the play, but LCT beats them both. It's a 1v2 for a moment, but the defenders get back and they get a counter-attack of their own. Blue off the corner, brings it in centre. It's a scramble all around with the Free Rats. Defend it well and clear that ball away.
Gone's been so ready to win the race in the midfield, any kind of aerial play, and they're doing that against. He's doing that against 3 Rats. He's outpacing 3 Rats in that midfield, and he does it again. He's making sure that OK, Let's Go can start taking control of that midfield, brewing up some own chances as Maxu alone, all by himself, can't make the save, but it doesn't need to. It goes off the post.
Shot after shot after shot, but none of them are going in now. Both teams, plenty of shots being taken in this last minute, but all of them are getting saved. All of them are hitting the post. They've had their chances, but we're remaining 1 apiece. Half the game have gone. Who's going to break this deadlock?
We'll see if it can be 3 rats after all of this pressure. They get the infield. Max Yu fires that off to the left post. They still continue on in the rotations here. Good for 3 rats. As you can see, LCT building some room. Max waiting for the play, waiting for Blue's touch, and even has the chaotic backboard right behind him, but he's not needed. LCT turns and shoots.
And the OK Let's Go defense is at a halt. None of them knew what to do in that situation. They didn't know who was supposed to go for this ball, where it's supposed to be going, missing it, letting it just fall out to the 3 rats, and it's an easy goal for LCT to tap in. It's simple. It's from OK Let's Go, which have gifted that goal away, and now they have to face a deficit, and a game which is match point against them. They have to do some miracles.
Just a bit of a hesitation from the front line of OK Let's Go, and you can see how much of an effect it can have on a team. Once that first person hesitates, it causes the 2 players behind you to stand still as well. Once you've lost the momentum, it's so hard to get it back. But Blue, he's finding goal after goal after goal. He's becoming a miracle scorer for OK Let's Go.
He's keeping them alive. But is it enough? The game is tied once again. A minute 40 on the clock. 100 seconds. We've seen time and time again, though, the 3 rats getting these quick kick-off goals, and OK Let's Go would be down in the dumps to face another one. Max Yu in defense and not going to get a touch on the post. The bounce of gone! Rapupi! Oh, that could have been the leading goal. It would have been the leading goal, but a simple miss. It's thrown away the chances, and now a counter-attack from the 3 rats. It will be saved on the line, but it should be 3-2 for OK Let's Go. We remain tied, and the hope is slowly fading away.
Gone, don't you know? You're playing for OK Let's Go. It's not the first time we've seen him miss one that he really should have got. That one was the worst of it, and it may be the difference between a win and a loss in this game, like it was in game number 1. In fact, it's very quickly going against them. Chaotic won't get the goal right there, but he's just going to keep that pressure up, keep getting opportunities, and right now, OK Let's Go putting on the back foot.
The game remains tied, but OK Let's Go, one mistake and it's all over for them. They've got to get a goal, and they've got to get it soon. In comes Blue around the corner. And the 4-step through past Chaotic, he will deny. Round the back ball to the attempted pass in centre. Takes it long out to the side. Max Yu's there to LCT. He's going to go for the shot, and it's going to be a great one as well. What a good shot by LCT. And OK Let's Go. That miss is going to haunt them.
And that's set up purely by the positioning of 3 rats. I've really been impressed with their positioning, with them staying wide, with having LCT there cross pitch. It wasn't a pass, it was a 50 off the defender, but you got a position for those. They happen all the time in Rocket League.
3 rats have played incredibly well all series long. A last ditch effort from OK Let's Go will be denied, and it might be a 4th goal slipping by as well. Round the corner it will go. Rapupi misses the corner boost. They can't get it cleared away. LCT stalling down the clock. The ball rises high. All LCT needs to do is touch it. It'll just hold it in the half. This is all but it for OK Let's Go. Off the ceiling, it will bounce on down, and the 3 rats take the series in a 4-0 sweep, Yummy.
Absolutely incredible from the 3 rats, and way more synergistic than we expected. I have to think that you got to give credit to their coach OSM, who must have put in so much work here to